This is RTV6 News at Noon, working for you.
An apartment up in flames, at least 5 people in the hospital, and a police officer and firefighters helping to save lives at the scene. Good afternoon, I'm Lauren Casey. A dramatic scene overnight at this apartment complex is out in Cumberland. Just after 2:30 this morning, fire crews were called out to the Cumberland Manor Apartments. That's a little east of 9th Street and North Musing Street. Now, 2 people had returned late from an out-of-town vacation when they noticed smoke coming from the apartment above theirs. Before firefighters could arrive, police kicked in the door of an apartment next to the one that was burning. One officer carrying a 7-year-old boy to safety, the other helping the mother and father out. A 16-year-old got out of the burning apartment with the help of firefighters through a window. Her 40-year-old mother was trapped and found unconscious.
The other person is in critical condition. She is at Eskenazi as well. CPR was established on her. They did get pulses back, and they're just, continuing to work with her.
In addition to the woman, 4 police officers were taken to hospitals for treatment for smoke inhalation. They are all expected to be okay. Investigators believe that the fire was caused by unattended food on a stove. The couple who first noticed the fire, they're fine, and they're still looking for one of their dogs who ran off. This is Jax here on your screen. He's a pit bull beagle mix. If you think you've seen Jax in the Cumberland area or somewhere on the east side, please call the Indianapolis Fire Department at the number on your screen, 317-327-6041. We obviously want to get Jax back to his home. Taking a turn right now to our forecast, a beautiful Tuesday here in central Indiana. This is a view downtown looking north, and our Alyssa Donovan is standing by. We kind of had a chilly start, Alyssa, but what's it like out there right now?
So we definitely started chilly this morning. We were in the 40s. Some spots even hit the 30s this morning. That's how chilly we started today, but we are climbing very quickly. We are at 66 right now in Indianapolis, 69 down in Bloomington, and 69 in Muncie. So we are nearing the 70s with those temperatures, still climbing today. We have high pressure in control. We had those clear skies overnight that allowed us to cool way down this morning, and those clear skies are also helping us warm way up today. So we're climbing into the low 70s by this afternoon. We are going to hit the low 70s right around 2 p.m. Our highs today will be right around 4, staying great as we head into the afternoon and evening hours, staying clear as well, which means tomorrow morning will be another chilly start. Those temperatures in the low 40s. We are going to warm way up in the 7-day forecast. All of those details coming up.
Alyssa, thank you. Now to breaking news. The superintendent of Northwest Hendricks School Corporation is expected to resign tonight. Michael Springer was named superintendent in 2017, and his contract does not expire until next summer. The school board is expected to discuss a severance agreement at its meeting tonight. Springer and the school board have been at odds over the handling of a Tri-West High School football coach who's under investigation for allegations of sexual misconduct with a student. The board went against Springer's recommendation to fire the coach. New this midday, a second person has died following a shooting that happened at an apartment complex on the south side of Indianapolis. That shooting happened around 4:30 Monday afternoon at the Southport Crossing Apartments on Orinoco Avenue. That's near East Southport Road. One person was found dead in a vehicle, and we're told that a second shooting victim later died at a hospital. Call 6 investigates. Sources say drugs may be at the center of the violence. So far, the names of the victims have not been released. The woman accused of murdering her 10-year-old stepdaughter is now scheduled to go before a judge tomorrow to determine whether she's mentally competent to stand trial. Amanda Carmack's hearing was scheduled for this Friday, but it's now been moved to tomorrow morning in Grant County. The 34-year-old is accused of killing 10-year-old Skylee Carmack, putting her in a plastic bag in a shed, and then reported the child missing up in Gas City. Amanda Carmack had initially said that she wanted to act as her own attorney, but her most recent public hearing, a public defender filed documents saying that she suffers from mental disease or defect. New this midday, you can add another candidate to the race for governor here in Indiana. Gary State Senator Eddie Melton will make his campaign for the Democratic nomination official at an event that's held this evening in his hometown. Melton is finishing his first term in the state Senate, and he's been touring the state ever since, announcing an exploratory committee for the governor's race earlier this year. He's the 3rd Democrat to announce a challenge to Republican Governor Eric Holcomb. The others in the race are former state health commissioner Woody Myers and Indianapolis Tech executive Josh Owens. Today is the first day you can vote early ahead of the municipal election on November 5th. Council races and some school referendums are on the ballot across the state. One of the biggest races locally is for mayor of Indianapolis. Incumbent Mayor Joe Hogsett is facing off against Republican challenger Jim Merritt. You can vote early at the Marion County Clerk's office or one of 4 satellite voting locations across the county. Well, scammers are getting a little more creative. Up next, some tips from the Better Business Bureau on how to spot someone who is trying to swindle you out of your money. 3 big cases before the U.S. Supreme Court today, and it could determine a key right for millions of Americans. More coming up on the arguments made before the justices earlier today. Alyssa.
And we started a little cool this morning, but we are climbing with those temperatures. We're climbing a little bit each day through the 7-day forecast before we drop towards the weekend. All of those details coming up.
Emergence only tonight on ABC.
It's time now for another RTV6 Consumer Alert. I'm joined by the Better Business Bureau's Tim Maniscalco. And Tim, we are seeing more and more scams, and these scammers are becoming more and more creative with the ways that they are getting people to give them money. So we have a bit of a checklist, a bit of a reminder for folks out there that these are the things that these scammers are going to do to try to get your cold, hard cash.
Right. Like you said, we've talked about most of these things before, and this was really something that the Consumer Fraud Task Force, which is a task force of a lot of different government agencies, they released this, and I just think it is a good reminder for people of things to kind of look out for. If people approach you and they want you to pay some money up front for a service, that's always a red flag. Fees, if you say that they win a lottery, overage for a check, and what that is you're going to get a check and it's going to be for more than what you expect, and they're going to say, hey, just cash that check, send us the overage and that type of thing, and the first check you got is no good at all. Wiring donations for charity, wiring is just a bad thing to do. Don't pay that way. If someone offers to recover big sums of money for you, those types of things. Money for someone, a loved one who's in trouble, someone who you met online.
Never do that.
Yeah, someone who wants to have your social security number. If someone has said, hey, I discovered a virus on your computer and I can clean it up for you. That's another. Yep, that's a big come on. You owe back taxes and the sheriff's going to come get you. Nope, that's not going to happen. Holding money in escrow. And if you see any of these, please report these to BBB Scam Tracker. That's the way that we track all these things. We do a big report at the end of each year that kind of summarizes all this, and it really helps us in terms of getting the word out there. But these are just some good things to know about ways that people are trying to get your money, a good checklist.
Yeah, and if you're feeling uneasy about something, it never hurts to give you guys at the BBB a call, and you can walk someone through whether or not it's legitimate or
Absolutely. We get those calls every day, and a lot of people think, hey, you know, I won the lottery, all those types of things, and we say, no, you haven't, and we save a lot of people a lot of money.
Yeah, the bearer of bad news, but yes, saving a lot of money.
Absolutely.
All right, Tim, thanks so much. This has been another RTV6 Consumer Alert.
Meredith, thank you. The Trump administration bars another official from giving a deposition, even though that official has previously said the president did nothing wrong. Up next, the next move in the impeachment investigation. And it's a convoluted murder-for-hire plot. Just ahead, more from Court TV on the trial connected to the killing of a college professor. And let's take a live look outside right now. We'll have your Storm Team 6 forecast coming up with Alyssa Donovan just after the break. Stick around.
Schedule an in-person meeting.
Welcome back. The Trump administration has blocked a key witness in the impeachment investigation from testifying. The U.S. ambassador to the European Union, Gordon Sondland, was scheduled to talk about the president's pressure on Ukraine to investigate potential rival Joe Biden. Well, now House committees have issued subpoenas for the ambassador's testimony. ABC's Mona Kosar Abdi has more.
This morning, a top American diplomat set to testify in the impeachment probe blocked by the U.S. State Department. In a last-minute move, the Trump administration barring Gordon Sondland, the U.S. ambassador to the European Union, from being deposed by investigators from 3 House committees.
Not only is the Congress being deprived of his testimony, the American people being deprived of his testimony today.
Democrats say the move came as a surprise. Sondland's attorney releasing a statement saying his client is, quote, disappointed and believes, quote, strongly that he acted at all times in the best interest of the United States. But minutes before the closed-door hearing, the president on Twitter called the proceedings a, quote, totally compromised kangaroo court where Republicans' rights have been taken away.
What we see in this impeachment is a kangaroo court, and Chairman Schiff is acting like a malicious Captain Kangaroo.
Sondland is a central witness in the impeachment investigation who worked behind the scenes to reportedly help carry out Trump's wishes in Ukraine, a country that isn't part of the EU. The ambassador even meeting with the Ukrainian president to give advice about how to navigate Trump's demands.
We know Master Sondland was a key player in efforts to obtain a commitment from Ukraine to investigate a bogus conspiracy theory about the 2016 election, as well as Joe Biden.
But Sondland insisted through his text messages there was no quid pro quo. The decision to block Sondland comes as a new Washington Post poll shows the public's opinion shifting in favor of the impeachment inquiry, showing 58% of Americans say the House was correct to undertake the inquiry, up from just 37% in July. The poll shows a clear partisan divide on the issue, but across the board, support for the impeachment inquiry has risen 25 points among Democrats, 21 points among Republicans, and 20 points among independents. Mona Kosar-Abdi, ABC News, Washington.
Hundreds of demonstrators crowd around the Supreme Court in Washington. The court just wrapping up 2 hours of arguments in cases that could affect millions of people. The justices are being asked to whether to decide if the provision in the 1964 Civil Rights Act that bars discrimination in employment because of sex covers the LGBTQ community. The 3 cases involve people who were fired from their past jobs, and they say it was because that they were gay or transgender. There are the first cases heard by the court since the retirement of Justice Anthony Kennedy, who wrote the 2015 decision that legalized same-sex marriage. His replacement is Justice Brett Kavanaugh, who is regarded as more conservative. We do want to take a turn right now to our forecast back here in central Indiana. Here's a live look at the city skyline from the pagoda. And Alyssa, you're saying this is a beautiful day to get outside, go for a walk, do what you got to do.
Yeah, so we're just a little bit above average today. Okay. It feels a little cooler today just because we've seen such warm air
90s,
the past week, but we are close to average today with those temperatures. We're going to climb a little bit through the week, and then we're dropping off quite a bit by the end of the week. On Saturday, our highs are only into the 50s, so get out there and enjoy this weather, this fall-like weather. Temperatures right now in the 60s, 66 in Indianapolis, 68 in Kokomo, 69 in Bloomington. So you can see we've climbed very quickly. We started with those temperatures in the 40s this morning, but because of those clear skies and that sunshine we're seeing, we are climbing very quickly, still climbing into the low 70s by this afternoon. That's due to those sunny and dry conditions out there. You can see on our radar, not a cloud in the sky, and it's going to remain that way today, overnight tonight, and throughout our day tomorrow. That's because of that high pressure that's in control. That's going to continue to amplify today and over the next few days, continuing to keep us very dry and giving us those cool overnight temperatures and those warm daytime highs. So we're going to see those daytime highs climb a couple degrees each day until Friday. That's when we really start to see those changes come in. We have this low pressure system that is right now impacting some of our western states right around Montana. They are seeing a winter storm warning today, and then as that approaches the Midwest, that will bring the potential of some strong showers and thunderstorms moving through Friday. Looks like afternoon, evening, and overnight will be our best chance of seeing some activity from that system, with just a small chance of it remaining on Saturday morning. But looks like Saturday we are going to see some drier conditions throughout our day. The main change with Saturday is going to be those temperatures. We have a cooler air mass that's going to drop down from the north, and that's really going to impact our temperatures on Saturday. This will be the coolest air that we've seen so far this season. So here's what I'm talking about. This week we are in the low 70s today and Wednesday, just a little bit above average, and then by Thursday and Friday we are into those upper 70s. Some areas to the south of us will likely hit the 80s on those days, and then we just drop down on Saturday as that air mass settles into place. So we have that mild air right now, and then that cooler air will settle in, and that's going to stick with us Saturday and Sunday. So Sunday morning is going to be a cool start with those temperatures in the low 40s. Likely some areas will see the 30s. We might even see our first frost on Saturday or Sunday morning because of those cooler temps that we're going to see. But looking at that 7-day forecast, first we are warming up. 79 on Thursday, 79 on Friday before we drop down with those temperatures. Overnight lows tomorrow morning, 47 degrees. So it's going to be another cool start. You're definitely definitely going to need your jacket. Once again, tomorrow our high will be 75 degrees.
Good afternoon, I'm Ted Rollins. After 8 days of testimony from prosecution witnesses, a jury in Tallahassee, Florida will hear what the defense has to say in a murder-for-hire case that claimed the life of a Florida state law professor. Catherine McBanawa and Sigfredo Garcia are on trial for murdering 41-year-old Dan Markel in July of 2014. McBanawa is accused of recruiting Garcia and another man, Luis Rivera, to carry out the murder. The motive, according to the state, was money. The trio was paid $100,000 by the victim's ex-in-laws, who wanted Markel dead allegedly because of a bitter divorce and a child custody battle. A centerpiece of the prosecution case is a series of wiretap phone recordings between McBanawa and the victim's ex-brother-in-law.
Like, all the things are like running in my head because it's like with the names that you're saying, and like maybe it's like somebody's trying to like be like, you know, try to be an informant or something or whatever. Like, you know, there were so many things like going on.
I'm thinking the same thing too.
The victim's ex-in-laws have not been charged as of yet in this case. Dan Markel's ex-wife testified she had nothing to do with the murder. You can catch all of the live trial throughout the day on Court TV. Now back to you.
And you can learn more about other court cases all around the nation right now at courttv.com. When we come back, it's time for our Pet of the Week. And just in time for October and all things Halloween, we have a black cat to show you, but there's nothing spooky about this little guy. Very sweet. We'll show you how you can make this kitty part of your forever family when we come back after the break. Stick around.
Get Stewart. Get started.
Welcome back. It's time for Pet of the Week, and I'm here with Colleen with Indy Humane. And introduce me to this little guy.
This is Bocart. He is 2 years old. He was found as a stray and then transferred to our shelter. He's real affectionate.
He is.
Real sweet. He loves to lean in for pets.
Yeah.
And he likes to look her instantly.
Yeah.
But he is also 2, so he's very active. When I met him this morning, he was actually doing zoomies around the little cat room that we have.
Well, and I saw you struggling to keep him here, so he's got a lot of energy.
Oh yeah, he does. He's dealing with me holding him very well right now.
So tell me, what should someone do if they are interested in Bocart?
You can go to Indy Humane at 79th and Michigan. He's going to be available today when we open at 1 p.m.
Okay.
And this Saturday, actually, we are doing a special event with Bissell, a Clear the Shelters event, where all of our cat adoptions are going to be $25.
Perfect. And you said it's actually Black Cat Adoption Month.
Yeah, it's Adopt a Black Cat Month.
Perfect time to get Bocart.
Yeah, black cats are actually one of the least adopted pets, so we have a lot, and they're very, very sweet.
Yes, he seems very sweet, I have to say. He's very friendly. He's letting me pet him. He's leaning in for the pets. That's what I like in a cat.
Yeah.
Very cute. Well, thank you so much. If you're interested in Bocart, again, Indy Humane Society opens at 1 today.
Yep.
So you can come see him. Let's take one more look at that forecast. Temperatures today are climbing still. We're in the mid-60s right now. We'll reach the low 70s this afternoon. Plenty of sunshine with us this week. Today and tomorrow and much of Thursday, you can see those temperatures climbing just a little bit each day because of that high pressure that's in control. Tomorrow will be into the mid-70s, upper 70s on Thursday and Friday. Then by Friday afternoon and evening, that's when we see some changes coming in. A cold front bringing us the potential of showers and thunderstorms overnight and into early Saturday morning. The good news is, looks like that will clear out by Saturday afternoon. The bad news, it's cooling way off by Saturday. 58 degrees for our high, and then we are staying pretty cool Sunday morning. Back into the mid-60s Sunday and Monday. So a bit of a roller coaster when it comes to those temperatures, but the first half of the week looking really nice. Great fall weather for us.
All right, Alyssa, thank you so much. And thank you for joining us and making RTV6 your choice for news. Come back here, join us for the news at 5 o'clock, and get outside and have a great Tuesday.